Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Seb Biddle.
And I'm Vicky Swain. Thanks for tuning in today. So many questions, so many queries and concerns when it comes to that next step in not only your education, but your life. That is, of course, applying to university.
Coming up on the show, we have a guest from admissions to discuss your concerns, and we'll be hearing directly from prospective students as to what they worry about most.
We also have a video from an open day here at Southampton Solent University to give you a taster at what to expect at your very own open day, no matter where you go. And
before we end the show, we'll have a little game for us to play involving a suitcase and some fun essentials for university.
Now, before we get started, let's take a look at some current students' thoughts on what they were worried about before applying to university.
Hopefully knowing your worries have been shared by thousands of students before will help put your mind at ease.
Before I came to uni, my biggest worry was student finance.
The only thing I was really worried about was getting the UCAS points that I needed for my course, but I ended up getting enough, so it's fine.
Before I applied to uni, I was really worried about living with strangers and not fitting in and having nothing in common.
Before applying to university, I was really worried about what they wanted from my personal statement and whether I was including the right information.
I didn't think I'd make many more new friends, but I've made quite a few and I'm enjoying myself here now.
For those of you out there who are considering a life in university, we're here to guide you through the essential steps that need to be taken, which will hopefully make the process a little easier.
Of course, for the worried parents who are concerned with the application process and how their son or daughter will cope with all the necessary hurdles they have to leap over, we're here just as much for you too.
That's right, Vicky. There are so many variables to consider when taking that big step that can all be quite daunting. But we're here to help explain this process into transition, into further education as easy as possible.
So let's kick off with the basics. So let's kick off with the basics. What course is right for you, and what if several universities are offering the same course? How do you pick?
There are hundreds of universities in the UK, and these generally tend to offer very similar courses. So how do you narrow it down to just 5 choices?
That's right, only 5. And no matter what university you apply for, these choices are made on UCAS, which is the starting point in many application processes.
So with that, we have with us today David House, who is part of the admissions and enrolment team here at Southampton Solent University. He'll be answering some questions about the application process for some potential students.
Welcome, David, and thank you for taking time out of your hectic schedule to talk with not only us, but with everyone watching the show.
That's all right. No problem.
Right, well, so to start with, David, how could one student, for example, sift and sort through all the courses that are available to them?
Okay, well, as all universities, they all have an agreement with UCAS, so all their courses are on the website. Best thing to do is think about the course you want to apply for, have a look on the website, go through those. Once you find the courses that you're interested in, then go to the university websites, have a look at there because they'll have more explanation about the course. And then go to the open days, such as we do here at Solent.
So when should these potential students begin the application process?
Well, the application, UCAS opens in September, so the best thing is to go sort of as soon as possible, really. The deadline for applications is the 15th of January, so it's always worth speaking to your careers advisors and different people who help you with those sort of things at schools and colleges, so as soon as possible, really.
That's great advice.
Okay, well, thanks, David. We now have some potential students who will have a few questions for you.
Brilliant.
What do I do when I receive my offer letter?
Okay, you receive your offer letter once you've got an offer from all universities, you receive your offer letter. Once you've got all of those, then you need to make your firm and insurance choices. And from there, for example, from Solent, you'll then get information from us all the time through the process until you take your exams, giving you information on your course and everything and what's going on within the course. But once you've got your offer letter, then it's a case of waiting and just doing as well as you can in your exams, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does the uni provide accommodation on campus?
Yeah, most universities do. Here at Solent, we've got, I believe, there's 6 halls of residence. And you can do virtual tours online on the website, or come to the open days and there's tours as well. So, yeah.
Okay.
When is the application deadline?
Okay, as I said before, the application deadline is the 15th of January. That's the same for every year, really. So as long as you apply before then if we can make you an offer, then hopefully we will be able to. So, yeah.
Okay. What's the best way to apply to uni?
Okay, as we were saying before, UCAS is the best way to apply to uni, especially here at Solent. Nearly everyone applies via UCAS, so UCAS is the best way to go.
Okay.
Well, Twitter has exploded with questions from our enthusiastic audience at home. Let's take a look at what you guys have been saying in 140 characters or less. So Jack has asked, is it okay to defer my application for a year?
Yeah, you can defer your application for a year. Most people you can do it up to around August time. And what we advise to anyone, especially here at Solent, is if you do, you can defer for any course, but if you do defer, just remember that your fees would be for the next year rather than this year's fees. So, something to keep in mind.
Sally has asked, what help is available for disabled students?
Well, with regards to Solent and most universities, here, once you've applied, we would then send you out a Access Solent email, which gives you all the information about the help that's available, and then they'll contact you, and if there's anything else you need help with, all the information's on there. So you get that as soon as you apply. So, yeah.
And this student has asked, what options are available for work placements?
Okay, well that's dependent on the courses, and the best thing we would advise is send us an email, give us a call, and we'll get you in contact. We'll then give you the academics emails, and they'll have a look, and they're the best people to speak to because they know which courses have got placements and the best places for placements. We'll give you those details, and hopefully they'll get back to you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Well, now we know that was a lot of information to take in, but if you're still unsure, why not attend one of the many open days that are structured for students like yourself?
That's right, they offer the perfect place to get a closer look at the university and have staff from each faculty that can answer many burning questions you may have.
When looking to book open days online or over the phone, it is important to note that there are subject-specific open days. These tend to focus on one or several departments.
But bear in mind that if you're ever in doubt about any element of the course you have picked, you can always be directed to the particular faculty over the phone.
However, if you are unsure of the field of study that your interests lie in, then universities do offer general open days. So why not watch one in action right now? We've sent a crew to Southampton Solent University for their latest open day. Here's what they got up to.
Hi, I'm Jordan, Ambassador at Southampton Solent, here to tell you what happens on an open day. 100 ambassadors, much like myself, arrive early on campus in order to prepare for 3,000 plus students, family and friends who come in order to see the campus. For the visitors, events like campus tours, one of which I'll be taking on, and accommodation tours are designed to show prospective students the facilities and equipment that the campus has to offer them. Course talks are also an integral part of the day. The students get an insight into the subjects they're interested in and what the kind of course will be like. For instance, a film and television studies talk will have information of the course by lecturers, and then a tour of the relevant facilities such as studios and equipment available. Student life and finance talks also offer relevant information on living away from home and dealing with money and student loans. I hope you enjoyed this insight into open days. I hope to see you on one soon. Back to the studio.
I remember how nervous yet excited I was about attending my first open day. There was just so much going on.
There certainly is, but with all this information for applying for university, how on earth will these students know what to bring in their suitcase when they get a place?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Vicky. To answer your question, we have a little game for us to be made fools of, and for those at home to laugh and learn at the same time. Here we have our top 10 fun essentials to bring to university in no particular order, things you might not have even thought about. And number 1, we have the alarm clock, or alternatively, the iPhone, to get yourself out of bed after those long nights out or late nights in.
At number 2, we have the extension lead for those cables that just don't stretch far enough.
And at number 3, we have that personal catalogue of DVDs, those ones you just can't leave home without.
At number 4, we have posters to brighten up that bland default room. Add your own personal touch.
And number 5, for those home comforts, we have the cute, endearing soft toy for those long homesick nights.
Or banana. At number 6, we all need to eat the quickest way to do that as a student is those trusted instant noodles for breakfast, lunch and dinner.
And number 7, how do we make those instant noodles? With a kettle, of course. Where would we be without our boiled water?
And for those more adventurous cooks out there, at number 8, the Student's Recipe Cookbook is available at all major retailers.
And at number 9, we have plain old regular clothes. Boring, you say? Practical, we say. They're a basic necessity and extremely fashionable.
And last but certainly not least, our number 10 is hangers. We don't want those nice clothes getting creased at the bottom of your wardrobe.
That'd be a mild inconvenience. What next?
So here we have 2 similar sized suitcases and an equal amount of clothes and items to be packed. The aim of the game is whoever can pack the most items in the most practical way within 30 seconds will be crowned Pro Packer Champion.
Okay, I think I've got all that. Hope everyone is following along at home. Can we get 30 seconds on the clock, please? Vicky, would you like to do the honours and count us down?
Certainly. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. Now, I like to put all the heaviest items at the bottom of the suitcase, just because that way you can fold the clothes on top and they won't get damaged, and fragile items do not fall on the floor.
Yeah, well the thing is I like to go for the hands-on approach and just shove everything in.
Like some hangers.
Ah, yeah. They are an essential.
They are indeed. Right, that's time. How did you get on? Oh dear.
Not so well, unfortunately.
I think you might need some more practice
Yeah,
with that.
I certainly do.
Well, there you have it. It may be the end of our show, but for you, this is only the beginning of your journey to university.
That's right, guys. We hope you've been enlightened. We hope you're engrossed. But above all else, we hope that you've learned that applying you to university isn't such a harrowing experience. Take it in your stride, and we're sure you'll have a blast. I know we did.
That's all we have time for today. From all of us here at Solent, we wish you the best of luck in your application, and we hope to see you again in September. Bye for now.